With an estimated net worth of over $120 billion, the Koch family controls one of the largest privately held companies in the world, Koch Industries. The Koch family isn't just wealthy, they are a powerful force that has shaped key aspects of American life. Koch Industries, their sprawling conglomerate, touches everything from energy and chemicals to consumer products, including paper goods and electronics. But their influence goes far beyond business. Over the last several decades, the Koch family has become a major political player, using their wealth to promote libertarian and conservative causes that advocate for limited government, deregulation, and free markets. Understanding the Koch family's empire is essential because their reach impacts American politics, environmental policy, healthcare, and even education. The origins of the Koch family empire go back nearly a century to Fred C. Koch, a brilliant engineer and entrepreneur. In 1925, Fred co-founded an oil refining business that developed a more efficient method for converting crude oil into gasoline. This innovation caught the attention of oil producers in the US and abroad, helping Fred Koch expand his business rapidly. His early success came with contracts in the Soviet Union, where he built oil refineries under Stalin's regime in the 1930s. However, Fred Koch's time in the Soviet Union profoundly impacted his worldview. He became a staunch opponent of communism and totalitarian regimes, shaping the deeply libertarian values that would guide the Koch family for generations. Upon returning to the US, he founded Koch Industries, which initially focused on oil refining but later expanded into chemicals, minerals, and ranching. By the time of Fred Koch's death in 1967, Koch Industries had become a solid, if relatively small, operation. Fred's four sons, Frederick, Charles, David, and William, stood to inherit the company. A bitter power struggle between the brothers ensued, with Frederick and William ultimately exiting the company. This left Charles and David Koch in control, setting the stage for the empire that would grow under their leadership. Charles Koch took over as CEO in 1967 and embarked on a strategy that would transform Koch Industries into a behemoth. Under his leadership, Koch Industries grew from a modest oil company to a diversified conglomerate with interests in everything from energy to chemicals. One of the key reasons for this expansion was Charles Koch's adherence to market-based management, a business philosophy that prioritizes free market economics and individual responsibility. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Koch Industries flourished. The company invested heavily in oil and gas pipelines, expanded into new markets like fertilizers and pollution control technologies, and acquired key companies that would become part of its vast portfolio. During this period, Koch Industries quietly became the second largest privately held company in the United States, valued at over $100 billion today. But while the Koch brothers were growing their business empire, they were also becoming deeply involved in politics. Charles Koch, in particular, was heavily influenced by his libertarian ideals, which advocated for minimal government intervention in the economy. In 1980, David Koch ran as the vice presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party, advocating for policies like the abolition of Social Security, minimum wage laws, and federal regulatory agencies. Although the Libertarian Party did not gain much traction, the Koch brothers didn't give up on their political vision. Instead, they turned to a different strategy, using their vast wealth to support libertarian and conservative causes. The Kochs began funding think tanks, universities, and political organizations that aligned with their free market ideology. One of their most significant investments was in the Cato Institute, a libertarian think tank co-founded by Charles Koch in 1977, which became a prominent advocate for deregulation and free market economics. By the 1990s and 2000s, the Koch brothers had become some of the most powerful political influencers in the United States. But the real turning point came during the Obama administration, a period when the Koch network ramped up its efforts to shape American politics. The financial crisis of 2008 and the election of Barack Obama catalyzed a new wave of political activism from the Koch brothers. They saw Obama's policies as a direct threat to their libertarian ideals. In response, the Kochs expanded their political network, pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into campaigns and advocacy organizations. Their most prominent vehicle for political influence was Americans for Prosperity, a conservative political advocacy group that played a key role in opposing many of Obama's policies. Americans for Prosperity became a driving force behind the Tea Party movement, which emerged in 2009 in opposition to what activists saw as government overreach and excessive taxation. The Koch-backed Tea Party helped elect a wave of conservative candidates to Congress in the 2010 midterm elections, shifting the Republican Party further to the right and promoting policies that aligned with the Koch brothers' ideals, namely reducing taxes, cutting government spending, and opposing environmental regulations. One of the Koch family's most controversial legacies is their opposition to climate change legislation. Koch Industries, which has extensive interests in fossil fuels, has long fought against efforts to curb greenhouse gas emissions and promote clean energy. The Kochs have funded climate denial organizations and think tanks that cast doubt on the scientific consensus around global warming. They have also opposed cap-and-trade programs, carbon taxes, and other environmental regulations that they believe would harm the economy and infringe on individual liberties. Despite this opposition, the Koch brothers' influence has extended far beyond climate change. Their network has supported efforts to dismantle the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, fought for reductions in corporate taxes, and pushed for deregulation across industries. But the Koch brothers' approach to politics hasn't been without its critics. Many argue that their immense wealth has allowed them to manipulate the political system, giving them an outsized voice in elections and policy debates. Critics claim that the Kochs use their money not just to advance their ideological beliefs, but to protect their business interests, particularly in industries like oil and chemicals that benefit from deregulation. In addition to their business and political influence, the Koch family has also become known for their philanthropy, particularly David Koch, who passed away in 2019. While their political activism has often been controversial, their philanthropic efforts have received praise in many circles. Over the years, the Koch brothers donated billions of dollars to charitable causes, with a focus on medical research, education, and the arts. David Koch, who battled cancer for much of his life, donated hundreds of millions of dollars to cancer research, medical institutions, and hospitals. His donations helped fund cutting-edge research in cancer treatments, leading to advances that benefited patients worldwide. He was also a major benefactor of the arts, supporting institutions like the Metropolitan Museum of Art and Lincoln Center in New York. Charles Koch, meanwhile, focused much of his philanthropy on education. He has donated millions to universities across the country, funding academic programs that promote free market economics and libertarian ideas. Despite their charitable giving, the Koch family remains divisive. Environmentalists have long criticized Koch Industries for its role in contributing to pollution and opposing climate change legislation. The company has faced numerous lawsuits and fines related to environmental violations over the years. Many view the Koch family's philanthropic efforts as an attempt to distract from their negative impact on the environment and public health. The Koch's impact on American politics is profound. Through their support of libertarian and conservative causes, they have helped shape the policies and direction of the Republican Party. Their financial backing has influenced elections, promoted deregulation, and fueled debates over climate change, healthcare, and the size of government. But this influence has come with its share of controversy, as critics accuse the Koch family of using their wealth to subvert democratic processes and protect their corporate interests. At the same time, the Kochs have left a significant legacy in philanthropy, contributing billions to medical research, education, and the arts. For more, don't forget to check out our next video about another powerful family, the Waltons, founders of Walmart. Thanks for watching.